was muted. Great first thing. Anyway, yeah.
Hey, it's like the opening for restaurants. Something has to go bad.
That's true. That's true. If there's not a technological difficulty when I'm doing this, yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is my first inaugural. Is that how you say that word right? Inaugural stream on my channel. We're playing the spooky Bluebeard's Bride game. I have some information about Bluebeard's Bride that I should be a good streamer. Am I still muted?
I heard you.
Oh, okay. Maybe that just came through late. That message probably came through late. I should be a good streamer and have everything pulled up and be prepared, but I've never been prepared in my life. Not going to start now. This doesn't change anything. Let's see. Okay, so Bluebeard's Bride, it's a Powered by the Apocalypse tabletop game. Magpie Games made it, and it is called specifically a supernatural feminine horror game. So it's based around, this old fairy tale, which probably a lot of people probably know. There's this one house in this room after Bluebeard marries this girl from town, and it's off limits. And eventually her curiosity gets the best of her, and she opens up the room and discovers evidence that her husband is a gruesome murderer of his former wives. So each player takes on different aspects of the bride's psyche. So you're known as the sisters. You guide the bride through the house. All you have is this set of keys given to you by Bluebeard. You don't have any weapons. You don't have any armor. It's fun. So each of the players, you take turns speaking and deciding which actions you take. So you have the ring. You're sort of going to make them the final choice. You and your other sisters, you might not always agree. Viewers, I'm going to tell you, with this group, oh God, I should have took a nerve pill. But this is an example of the internal struggle that we feel when we're confronted with difficult choices. It's going to be even more difficult. Sometimes you're going to wear the ring and you will directly control the actions, and other times you'll roll dice to see what happens next. There are some moves in this game where you don't roll for it at all. So it's very interesting. There are some moves you can just trigger and I tell you what's happening. The story isn't completely random though. You are guided by the ending of the original story, is that you will end up outside of the final room and you will seal the fate of the bride. Whether you trust your husband implicitly, you betray him, or you peek inside regardless. So the goal of the game is for you to investigate rooms, because you want to find out evidence. And why are you making these faces? Everyone looks so worried. Are you that scared? Oh my God, calm down, guys. So we as a group really know each other pretty well, so we didn't do a lines and veils. If we played this with other people, we probably would, but we are using the X card because if you're anything like me, something can trigger you out of nowhere. So everyone has been told that they can just throw up an X or put an X in the chat, whatever. It's no big deal. We're cool with each other. We'll just rewind it, start over. It's no big deal. This game is meant to be pretty dark, and it's pretty creepy. And even though I know everyone's cool with each other, I don't want my friends to be, not happy and comfortable. Okay, so we're going to do some yeah, no one's cool with these people. We're going to do some character building before we start the game. If everyone wants to go around and say what psyche you're playing, what aspect of the system you're playing, we can start with I know it's on the screen, but you can, say who you are and what aspect you're playing. So, Charlie?
I'm Charlie, and I'm playing the Virgin.
What
Where'd you go, Katie?
We
Oh,
lost Kate.
sorry. My whole computer just freaked out. So that
Oh,
well,
no.
it wasn't really my computer. I accidentally put something down on my trackpad, and then I have a mouse as well, and so it just went woo.
Is the overlay still fine?
Yeah, it's fine. I've got to move everyone down, but it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, Charlie, you were first. You're playing the Virgin. Salsa, you want to go next? Say who you are and what you're playing.
She forgot already.
I mean, is
no,
anyone...
my trackpad was not working.
Oh my god, why are we both having trackpad issues?
Anyway, I'm Salsa, or I guess Alyssa. I don't know.
that
Salsa.
doesn't sound right.
Salsa, and I'm playing the mother.
The grandmother.
Yeah.
Monty, you want to go next?
Alright, I'm Monty, and I'm playing the Animus.
Okay. Jamie?
I'm Jamie, and I'm playing the Fatale.
And M.
Hi, I'm Em and I'm playing the witch.
Nice. Fun. These are all very great aspects, and they're very fun. I promise. Katie fucking died. Yeah, so we're gonna go around and do some questions that I use as the groundskeeper, which that's what I'm playing. To fuck you guys up. Okay, so when we're gonna sort of, it's a collaborative effort to describe what the mother looks like, or what the bride looks like. I'm sorry, and give her sort of like her backstory. So, the Animus, Monty. Oh, well, the cams did get messed up that time. Let's see if she comes back.
Thanks, Salsa.
Thanks, Salsa.
Thanks a fucking lot, Salsa.
Great first stream, am I right, guys?
The mother is shattered
You
already.
can just keep her camera on.
Nope, I've got to arrange one more time. It's cool, we can do this.
Fine.
Oh God.
Can do.
I didn't know I was gonna mess you up.
Yeah, babe, you will.
Oh
but
my
it's cool.
gosh.
Turning off the camera messes it up.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't happen all the time. It's fine, I promise. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just being a bitch.
I needed to turn my fan off.
So the Animus.
Yes.
What are the mother's hands like?
I mean the brides.
The bride. Why do I keep saying the mother?
Because
Because it's also messing the whole thing.
Is the bride a MILF?
I mean,
Is it? Oh.
maybe.
We're in like Bluebeard time. The bride is at least 18.
She could still be a MILF.
If you believe in yourself and try hard. Right. Okay. Yes. Sorry.
It's already begun.
it has already fucking begun.
What happened?
Okay, yeah. So, what do your hands look like, Animus? The mother's bride's hands look like. God damn it!
It's
gonna-
a new drinking game. Everybody
I'm
take a
just-
drink.
I'm just gonna end the stream right now. This is fucked.
Okay. The hands. Her hands are. They're kind of delicate.
Okay.
Long fingers, delicate, but they've got slight little calluses because she does come from like a working class family. So
Okay.
she does do some work. Just you get the idea that if she had been, born to a more affluent family, like she might have been a musician or something.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so you got musician's fingers. Nice. Fatal, what does the bride's mouth look like?
So the corners of the mouth are always kind of upturned slightly, so it kind of looks like she has always a small perpetual smile on her face.
Okay.
And she has a pretty full bottom lip, but the top lip is like a little less than that, kind of like half as big.
Okay. Mother, describe the bride's figure.
Probably like cool, but not that. Like I
Like
think
hourglass figured? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She looked like Beyonce.
Yes,
I'm literally writing down Bay figure.
that booty.
Got the booty.
Beyonce?
Beyonce? Why is it every game we play? Every
What you
single
don't know is
goddamn
that we all
game.
collaborated for this. We're just describing Beyonce.
Virgin, what do the bride's eyes look like?
They're very wide, with a full sweep of dark lashes. And they're pale gray, like the sky following a storm,
Okay.
calming,
Okay.
and a reminder of danger.
Oh my god.
I love it.
All right,
Me
Jane
trying to
Austen.
be serious, and then you all.
Serious.
Well, the book was all flowery and shit, so that's what I tried to write down.
I love it. I really respect it. Witch, what does the bride's hair look like?
Mine won't be as flowery, I'm sorry. I didn't look at these questions before. So she has like not really curly hair, but like kind of wavy hair. And it's really beautiful. It's like a dark orange kind of.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
To her
Sort of like are you thinking like a burnt auburn kind of orange?
Yeah.
Not like a Ronald McDonald kind of orange.
Yeah. And it goes to about her waist.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Oh my god, I just realized Full of Geckos is Ace. I should have fucking known, right? Anyway,
To be fair, that sounds like something I would name
that's
myself.
true.
That's true.
Animus. What kind of weakness do you show when others hold your hand? Like what way does the bride express her weakness when her hand is held?
Well, you know how sometimes somebody does like somebody grabs another person's hand, and the person whose hand's being grabbed just kind of their hand just kind of goes not quite limp, but like kind of limp. There's not like that. There's not anything reciprocal in the grasp. It's kind of so she kind of just kind of
Sort of no life in her hand.
yeah, and almost like a sense of like almost like you when someone freezes up, and it just kind of so instead of returning a handshake or something, they just kind of go with it instead of doing anything actively.
Awesome. Fatal, what do people do in order to keep the bride quiet? What do you have to do?
It's kind of hard to keep her quiet. She's more opinionated than a woman in her time period typically is.
Okay.
So it kind of takes more of like that look of just somebody giving the look of you're pushing it, you're about to really get in trouble if you don't
Okay.
shut it.
Awesome. Mother, about the bride's figure, what do others wish was different about her?
She's perfect.
I mean, you have to give me something. Is that booty too bitchin'?
Yep.
I'm not writing that down. I can't believe you said yes.
They probably wish she was skinnier.
Okay. So less thick.
Yeah.
If you guys think I'm not actually writing down less thick.
Only 2 C's and not 3.
Yeah.
Spelled
Exactly.
correctly. They want it spelled correctly. Virgin. How do others know that you want them when they gaze into your eyes?
Because I got those
What?
hungry eyes. One look at you and I can't.
Well, guys, this game's over. Charlie
Well-
just ended it.
Good night, guys.
Bye, guys. I'm just gonna go to ending. We're gonna end right
Finally, we all die.
They'd probably just get like super wide and like anime eyes.
now. Okay. Which, how do others prefer you to wear your hair?
They probably. Am I muted? No, okay. They probably prefer it to be like up
Okay.
and out of the way.
Like in a proper sort of woman of that
Yeah.
time updo. Okay.
Yeah, but she usually wears it down.
Okay, I like
Maybe like pulled back in like a half up, half down
that. I
thing.
like it. So Animus, what are you leaving behind from this provincial life?
Let's see. Yeah, leaving. Basically,
If you need to skip and go to someone else, we can't. These don't have to be. These aren't in any order. I just wanted to do those all together, but these can be in any order. So.
I'm tempted to say.
The questions are the same now from and out. If you guys want to start
Yeah.
thinking about them. Yeah.
I'm tempted to say she's kind of low key, like on the down low, leaving behind a boy that
Ooh.
had been who had been like maybe low key behind her parents' back courting her. But obviously, when it came down to it, she had to, make a fiscal decision.
Tell me about this boy. Is he just a random boy in the city?
He's a.
Does he work with your parents, or like how do you know this boy?
He works. He's an apprentice to the tailor from down the street from her parents' shop.
Oh, I like. Okay. Fatal, what are you leaving behind from your provincial life?
Kind of building off what Animus said. There's the low-key apprentice tailor boy down the street, but there are probably a couple other broken hearts. Nothing serious, just people she would kind of wink at on the street or flirt with.
So would you say, like, to put it in you're leaving behind your reputation?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Mother, what are you leaving behind?
A dog
I mean that, yeah.
that I raised as from a puppy.
Okay, what's this dog's name?
Edgar.
No.
Fedgar. His
Licorice.
name is Fedgar.
No, it's licorice.
What is it?
Licorice.
Licorice. I mean, I hate licorice, but cool name.
Is it a real dog?
Yes.
I like to X these. I'm using my X card.
X card on Jamie.
Yes.
On threatening my animals. Virgin, what are you leaving behind?
Responsibility.
What were your responsibilities? Like, what did you have to do for
She probably
your
felt like
family?
a real. Like, she felt like a real commitment to her family and, like, what she thinks they want from her
Okay.
and what she needed to do for them.
Okay, I like it. And Witch, what are you leaving behind?
These have all been really good.
Giving me a
She's probably
great
leaving
great character to destroy.
I think that she's probably leaving behind. When it says provincial life, like literally provincial, like her family wasn't like they weren't really poor, but they weren't really rich either.
I think you guys are sort of playing them maybe as like merchant kind of, but like lower
Yeah.
end merchants. That's how you guys are playing this family. So
Yeah,
she's leaving behind.
like her status, I guess.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
know.
So she's picking up a better status.
Yeah, sort of.
I like that. I like that a lot. These are very. Every time I've seen this played and done it, different answers are so good. What, Animus, when you first met your future husband, what loving gesture did he, wait, hold on. That's not the right question. Good job,
Yeah.
Katie.
Is it not?
I don't think I have everything written down for it.
No,
Okay, yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
what, I skipped a question, not in order. What loving gesture did Bluebeard make that won you over when you first met?
He listened.
Ooh,
Didn't do a whole lot of talking, but did a lot of listening.
I like that. Fatal, same question. What loving gesture won you over?
It was a small gesture of just taking the bride's hand as she walked down the stairs, just kind of helping her down the stairs.
Aw. Mother, what loving gesture?
He brought my parents extra food.
So, like, he made a grand dinner for you guys or something, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Virgin, same question.
He brought me like a what's that thing called? Some silk to use to make something out of.
Oh, okay. Witch, what loving gesture?
I don't know. It's kind of the same as the Animus, but I kind of want to say that he didn't talk over me.
I think that's different enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
Like-
he didn't try to
He didn't
silence you.
mansplain stuff to me.
Yeah. That's different enough. That's two different things. So, Animus, what gift did you present to Bluebeard before the wedding, and why?
Because I've been thinking about this and then my brain just went. I actually thought about it's a big, heavy, a book. It's a book of genealogies that used to belong to, like, my great-grandfather that's been in the family for generations. And
Awesome.
and I don't have any brothers, so it was going to go down to me or either to me or to my husband, and so that's why I gave it to her.
Okay. Fatal, what gift did you give, and why?
It was a small handheld mirror. Nothing too, like, ornate, fancy, kind of one that everybody would have.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more of a symbolic gift of she doesn't have to look at herself and keep her appearance up for him anymore.
Oh, I like that. Mother?
I mean, she's still going to look good.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
get me
she
wrong.
gonna look good. But she ain't got to if she don't want to.
Mhm.
But it just comes natural. Anyway, Mother, same question.
A plant from our garden.
What kind? You don't have to be like a specific name, but like, was it a flower? Was it a fern? Okay.
A lily, actually.
Oh, okay, I like that. Yes. Virgin, same question.
She took him to Red Lobster, and you know why.
Shut up! I hate you.
3 trauma, virgin's automatically shattered.
You all take trauma for allowing this bullshit to happen.
How did I?
You're the one who wanted to play the game.
You. God
Just
damn
kidding.
it.
The actual answer is a small, like, pocket-sized, worn, like, annotated Bible for him to take with him on his travels.
Ooh. And why did you give that to him?
To protect him.
Oh, cute virgin. Which, what gift did you give and why?
I'm gonna say I gave him like a really small like locket with
Okay.
a photo. I don't know if you can take photos in the 1850s. I think you can.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
We
but
don't care.
Lincoln had photos, so I think you can.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But it has a photo of him and I in it, and I gave it to him so when he's on his travels, he can remember what's awaiting at home for him.
Oh, okay. Red Lobster.
Not in a like sexy way, but like, you know.
Oh God. Okay, so last question. Go back to the Animus. Yeah, I gotta switch roles now. Animus. Do you trust your husband implicitly, or do you hold suspicions that are unkind about him, and why?
I think, let's see, because it is kind of a black and white question.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's the point of it. You know, you're a brand new bride. You've heard all
Yeah.
these rumors about this man in town.
Yeah, because like I'd like to trust him, but
Exactly. Yeah.
I am suspicious because it's not like you've heard rumors of one. It's not like I've heard rumors of one or two brides. It's these stories have been going around
Yeah.
for as long as I can remember.
This
really,
man is very well known in your town. So yeah.
and like since I was quite young, I've heard stories about oh, he's been married and married and married and married.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I feel I would be foolish to not be suspicious.
Okay. And you're suspicious because you've just heard so much.
I've heard way too much to not be suspicious.
Awesome. Fatal, do you trust or do you hold unkind suspicions, and why?
I hold unkind suspicion because I can't tell his true intent yet. Is he marrying me because he wants to marry me? Is there something I could do for him? Is it like a
Gotcha.
marriage because of convenience or like to help my family get higher? Like, I just don't know the true intent yet.
Gotcha. Mother, do you hold unkind suspicions or do you trust your new husband, and why?
Suspicious because he's a man.
To be fair, that fits the mother.
I've never trusted a man in my life.
And I'm not starting now.
Trust no bitch never.
Especially with Bluebeards. Virgin, do you trust or are you holding unkind suspicions?
I trust him completely
Why do you trust him?
because gossip is nothing more than bored people with nothing better to do.
Nice. Witch, same question.
I think she would trust him because he has like he can have any woman he wants,
Oh.
but he chose someone who's lower than him.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of relationship questions, and then I think we'll take a quick just little break, and then we'll actually start the game. Sound good to you guys? Okay, Animus. I don't know if you have this pulled up. I can read it. I can read them too if you guys don't want to pull these up. There's just a sisterly bonds. I'm gonna let you pick one bond. So, do you have them? Do you have them in front of you?
Yeah, I've got him.
Okay. Pick one, read it out, fill it in. You can give a little explanation if you want to, but yeah.
Okay. Let's see. The witch is the only one who soothes me. Be it through, be it through, reassurances, or whatever, or simply convincing me to kind of keep my temper, because I can always, seek revenge later if I need to.
I like that. Fatal, do you have your bonds in front of you, or you need me to read them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, pick one and give me
Okay,
a sister.
okay, so we're just doing one.
It's just easier to do one, because you can build these
Gotcha.
bonds when you're playing.
Cool. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just,
Okay. So the one I picked is Animus has no idea of a woman's true power.
Ooh.
And what I wish to teach her is that you don't need to be brash, bold, kind of violent to get what you want. There are subtler, more seductive ways to make people turn to putty in your hands.
I'm gonna teach her to be a thought. Got it. Mother, what do you need me to read the bonds, or you got them?
No, I have them.
Okay. Yeah.
It's you know best and try to guide your wayward sisters, but the Fatal irritates you with their obstinance. I think chafes a little bit against kind of the homely nature of her.
Yeah.
She kind of doesn't like it because they're so vibrant, I think. And
I think maybe there's actually a little bit of jealousy there too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think sometimes she feels a little dowdy, so.
Got it. Virgin, do you need me to read your bonds, or you got them?
No, I got him.
Okay.
The Fatal blackens your innocence with her every word.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Everyone's like coming for the Fatal, man.
Gotta kill the thought.
Y'all just ain't ready for
God,
this jelly.
Ain't ready for the jelly.
And it says explain how she became your enemy, and I think it would be her many little tete-a-tetes with people all around town.
I like that. Yeah. Which do you need me to read them out, or do you got them?
I have them.
Okay. Yeah, pick one and tell me.
I want to say I just forgot how to talk. Let's say the Virgin draws an evil to her. And what I've kind of done to help keep the evil at bay is to keep, even though I trust Bluebeard, with other men I haven't been as trusting. So I've kind of been like the rational side of her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not so naive.
Okay. So you've tried to teach her maturity and rationality.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay. So you're mostly just trying to really protect the Virgin.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So we've got relationships, and we've got all our questions done. Actually, I'm going to go through one time before we actually start proper. We'll take a break. But if you want, guys, in this game, each of you get, and this is for the viewers, really, each of the psyches get a special move that they can use. And it's something that they can trigger with any of these other moves. It's when they're holding the ring. This is a move that they can do. So we're going to go down the list, and it's mostly for me to also know as well what face move you picked. So Animus, what move did you pick? And read it, please.
Yes. Okay. I picked the shield, and that one is when one of your sisters marks trauma, explain to her how the trauma she's experiencing is her fault. Then ask if she believes you. If she believes you, she marks one less trauma. If she rejects your explanation, mark one trauma as you experience the shame of your own impotence.
Awesome.
I almost said incompetence, but whichever, incompetence, impotence.
Same difference. Fatal, which face move did you pick?
I chose the spider, which is your beauty and charm get you what you want. When you trap a servant or whore with your feminine wiles, they will tell you a secret about either the house or Bluebeard. Mark a trauma to ask a follow-up question.
Mother, what face move did you pick?
Oh, Jesus. Is this the one that's choose a face?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I did the Kingmaker. When you insist a male servant, a whore, deserves more power than they currently have and give them a gift, you have found your champion. Heal one trauma.
Virgin, what face move did you pick?
The victim. When you caress a whore by inviting it to come closer, mark one trauma to take +10 instead of rolling.
Okay. And which face move did you pick?
I picked the medium. Spill your blood to commune with the horrors of the room. Mark one trauma, and the groundskeeper will share whisperings about what happened here and might ask a question or two. Answer them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to go be right back real quick. I'll let everyone take because this game can go a little long, if everything gets started. But have a little bio break and get everything ready, and then we will be right back. So. we're back.
Hello.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to start this spooky story. So we start with the bride at the altar, and you stand there, and there's a man in front of you, broad-shouldered, tall, with a curiously blue beard. It's very trimmed and groomed, looks very nice, tight to his face. He looks you up and down with a satisfied smile on his face, that he's proud to be standing in front of you. And you look around out of the corner of your eye, and your family sits in this room around you. You have an older sister, but it's just your father and your mother and her there. And you can swear you smell your father this far away. The alcohol is that strong, but you're not sure if it's part of, just something in your mind or not. You know that this marriage is going to help your family in a way. It's going to ensure that they'll eat. Business hasn't been going well. You're not sure if it's because your father drinks all the money away or if things just aren't taken care of, but this means that it's finally going to be maybe a little easier on them, and you've done that. As the wedding ends, you have a beautiful reception. Bluebeard makes sure that the whole town is taken care of. It's more of a celebration for the whole town, and more than it's your specific wedding reception. And as the night wears on, you feel perhaps the wine going to your head a little bit, and Bluebeard whisks you away into a beautiful carriage and to the outskirts of town. And you come up to Bluebeard's estate, and it's a beautiful home. It's bigger than you've ever seen before. It looks like this home goes on and on and on. And he leads you inside. His hand is very gently on your waist as he leads you through and says, "My dear wife, this is yours now. Everything I have is for you. We share it now. We are one." And he leads you down a couple of feet down the hallway, and you just see room upon room. But you do notice that the lanterns on the walls are very dimly lit, and every door is closed. He leads you into the sitting room, very beautifully decorated, more than you've seen probably ever in your life. And you're not terribly poor, but you're not the richest kind of person either. But this is so immaculately decorated. And it looks as if he's about to place a kiss on your cheek, but you hear in the doorway, "Sir." And he turns around, and you see this tall man, this butler standing there. And Bluebeard nods at him, and the butler walks over and hands him a letter. You watch as Bluebeard opens it and reads it, and this look comes over his face of disappointment. And he says, "I am so sorry, my dear wife. I apologize, but I must leave you on our wedding night. I wish more than anything that I could be here to continue our wonderful day, but you know that my job calls me at the worst times." And he leans in, and he finally does give you a kiss, just very gently. And he reiterates once more, "My home is your home." He takes out of his pocket this big ring of keys. If you guys, I wish everyone could see the goddamn Zoom chat right now. It's so hard to keep a straight face while I'm doing this. I hate these people so much. Anyway, he takes out this big, oh god damn it. He takes out this big ring of keys and hands it over to you, and he says, "These keys open every door. You can explore as you wish. This is your home now. It will take care of you." But you see him pause for a moment, and he points out one small key. It's very small, silver, it's a beautiful filigree on it, but it doesn't, it's cold in your hand as he points it out and, lets you hold it. He says, "I must warn you, this key opens a door to a room you must never enter, no matter what." And he takes your hands and he says, "Do you understand?" And as you answer, he has a smile on his face and he gives you one last kiss. He says, "I'll return in 6 weeks." And you watch as he takes his leave. So, my dear bride, you're left alone in this study. You've had a long day. Your head's maybe a little, tipsy feeling from the exhaustion plus the wine. What are you doing?
When you said we couldn't go in the room, I was like, let's go in that room right now. What are we doing?
I feel like even though we're tired, we'd still want to kind of explore a little bit.
Yeah.
Is the butler still there?
He has followed Bluebeard out, but you could easily call and find him. And he has handed the ring, the key ring first to the Virgin.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna say, okay, but who's got the key? Thanks for that.
Oh god, Charlie's in charge.
Oh god.
Get ready, bitches.
We sprint out to the final room.
Too bad you can't.
You're lucky Elena is not the Virgin.
That's for sure.
Would she know where, like, the room, their quarters are?
You could you could look around the hallways. You could ask the butler any kind of thing, or you could just wander aimlessly until you find it, until you find a door that you like.
You know what? She's been drinking. She's gonna wander aimlessly.
Okay.
Been drinking.
Yeah, I know. So as you walk back out, you notice that there are 4 wings. There's a north wing, a west wing, a east wing, and a south wing. Which way? Upstairs holds your 2 east and west, and down here holds your sort of north and south wings.
Up top, west wing.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm very stiffly.
The lord of a manor would not sleep on the lower levels.
Okay. As you go upstairs, you notice these portraits on the walls around you, and it's a bit darker up here. You follow what naturally leads you toward the west wing of the house, and these portraits are all of women who all look different in different types of clothing, different colors of hair, but what you notice is that no matter how close you get to them or how the shadows move as you pass the lights, you can't make out the faces. They all seem to be shadowed over somehow. But you come further into the wing and you see a couple of doors. There's about 5 doors here. And how this works, when you have the key ring, you describe a key. You tell me what this key looks like that you pick to unlock your door.
It's gonna be. Did I pick the door first or the key?
You describe a key to me, and I'll tell you what the door looks like. How the door? Yeah, this is the key.
All right.
This will be the room you go into.
It's a very very round and clean key. It looks barely used. Very symmetrical.
Okay.
And shiny.
You walk up to this door. It catches your eye, and this is an opal looking door. It sort of seems to be a bit pearlescent, and you notice that the lock that fits this key is right straight in the middle of it, surrounded by this like onyx base, and the door looks very smooth. It's just it's taller than you, and I hate Zoom chat. But you you see that this door looks just as new as this key does. And as you insert the lock, do you or insert the key, do you open the door and go in?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
As you walk into this room, you see immediately your reflection, because you walk into what looks like this long wall lined with mirrors. And you see around you, this looks to be something of a smoking room. There's a chaise lounge that's there. There's a fireplace in the corner that is marbled, beautiful fireplace, not a anything out of sorts of it. And you see ashes in it as if it has been used recently. And on the middle of this coffee table, where there's like a couch in the chaise lounge, you see this like very ornate, beautiful opal and onyx tea set. And as you get closer to the middle of the tea set, you see that, or you can feel and even see the steam rising from this kettle, as if hot water has been put in it recently. And there's a selection of tea bags, there's a selection of sugars, there's a little container of what looks like milk or cream. It looks like it was waiting for you. So yeah,
Wow.
what do you guys do? So I don't know if I can say this. You have as moves, as a maiden move, you don't have to roll for it. You can care for someone. You can investigate a mysterious object. You can take stock of a tense situation, so you can ask questions. And if you have the ring, which you do, Charlie, you have the ring as a virgin, you have certain moves that you can do. And then you have moves to exit the room. You cannot leave this room unless you make an exit move. But only you can do the ring moves, but any of the psyches can use the maiden moves. So any of you at any time can care for someone, investigate a mysterious object, or take stock of a situation.
Can I go over to the fireplace where the ashes are and kind of put my hand over to see like if it's still warm, like kind of get a feel for how old this might be?
Yeah, we're gonna say you're investigating a mysterious object, so you can ask me 2 questions. Whose item is this? What memories does this item hold? What about this item is odd or uncanny? Or why did Bluebeard keep this item?
What about this item is odd or uncanny?
As you lean over, Fatal, and you look at these ashes, there's no fire here, but you feel as if fire is licking your fingertips. You have to pull your hand back because it burns, but there's no flame. You see no flame, but it's as if the feeling of a flame was still there.
And I get 2 questions.
Yeah, you
right?
get 1 more, yeah.
Okay. What memories does this item hold?
You stare into this empty pit of this fire, and you feel the heat radiating off of it. And it's almost as if in the back of your mind, and all of you do hear this, you're all, when it's these kind of moves, it's all sort of your psyche. You all hear this horrible scream, as if pain is just rushing through somebody's body, and you feel from your fingertips up to your arms, up to your torso, you feel as if flames are licking at your body as well. And you sort of see in this empty space, a fire begins to burn from a little kindling of ash, and then it begins to get bigger and bigger until there is a proper fire burning in this fireplace.
That's so weird.
My witch's M's reaction got me.
I thought someone was stuck in it because you said somebody was screaming.
No, it was nothing there. Then all of a sudden, this fire erupted, and now it's just like a regular fireplace holding a fire.
Was it like a woman's voice? Were we able to tell?
You just heard a scream, a very high pitched scream.
Okay. And more than one of us can
Yeah,
investigate.
anyone can do the maiden moves, yes, but only
Okay.
Charlie can do the ring moves, yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was like
Yeah.
you could only do it like on
No.
one item. Or
Yeah,
room
as
or
many
something.
times as you might get the same answer though. That's the
Okay.
chance you take.
Because I did want to look at investigate the tea set.
Okay. The bride, you move toward the tea set, and as I had said, you felt you could see the steam rising from it, and you could feel the heat. But you get 2 questions. Investigate a mysterious object.
All right. Whose item is this?
You look at the item, and like I said, it's a beautiful opal and onyx set. There's not a chip in it. It's beautifully made. And you pick up that there are 2 teacups set out. One holds tea that is still warm. One doesn't. You pick up the one that doesn't hold anything, and you sort of examine it. And on the bottom, carved in, is just a number that is 3. And you get the hint that this belonged to an old wife. This doesn't seem like something Bluebeard would have himself.
Alright. In that case, why did Bluebeard keep this item?
You look at this item more, and you look at how there's such a selection of different teas here, and a very big selection for what looks like other people, and you immediately know, and you might have known this before, but this might confirm it. Bluebeard likes to entertain, and he knows that these many teas and differences of teas, and this is something you also get as you look through them. This is easy for him to mix these teas to get odd concoctions that might do things.
Well, not drinking that.
You don't know what it does. You don't know if it's normal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Aphrodisiac.
Probably tastes bad if she's mixing.
Oh, see, you're thinking that. I was, went in another direction.
Well, the fatal.
Yeah,
Urgh.
so I'm wondering if it.
God.
I wonder if it belonged to his 3rd wife. If that was why the number 3.
Can I investigate the mirrors?
Yeah, you get 2 questions.
Um,
You guys can talk to each other. You may be the same person, but you are still different parts of your psyche.
Mhm.
What memories does this item hold? Or object?
You look at the mirror, and you reach out and touch it, and it feels cold to your touch. Your fingertips feel like they might even get bitten frostbite, and you watch as ice begins to crinkle over this mirror in front of you, this whole wall full of mirrors, and you see this woman standing over the fireplace, and you don't see anything happening, but you see as she falls into the fireplace, and you hear the screams again that you had heard when the fatal investigated the fireplace. You see the skin burning and crinkling and turning black, and you feel the pain again once more rush through your body.
Oh my god.
Emily, I love you.
Em is so tilted already.
I love M. Oh my god.
I
And
feel like I missed a second because my cat meowed at me. Did she fell in?
You see her fall in. Yeah, you don't see the circumstances. You don't know what happened, but you do see her fall in.
I know what happened.
I'm just thinking she was drugged by the tea and fell and.
But you get one more question,
Accidentally.
Mother.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't like this.
Next time we play, Emily's playing the Virgin, just because that's that innocence. It's so sweet.
Mhm.
We made a mistake.
Whose
Will.
What?
Whose item is this?
So you just get the automatic impression that this is something that your husband, this is something he installed himself. He owns this because of his ego, because of his narcissism. He wants something to watch what happens. Even if he is sitting on the couch and his back is turned, he wants to be able to see. He likes to know what's happening.
So
The bed is also open.
Yeah.
okay, so for like propose a truth, does it have to be true, or does it just have to be what you think is true?
It is what you think is true. Yes, this is something that all of you work together. It is so you get the final say, because you're holding the ring. But you get to all work together. You propose a truth about this room. If you're ready to leave, yeah, that's how you get out. You can either escape, or you can propose a truth. I guess you guys don't want to stay in this room any longer? Come on.
I want to. Isn't there like a chaise lounge?
There is a chaise lounge, yes.
Can I investigate it?
Yes, you may. You have 2 questions.
Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna ask, what items is this item hold? What memories does this item hold?
So, as you sit down on this chaise lounge and you feel it, it's beautiful. This is probably one of the nicest pieces of furniture that you have ever been around. And you run your hands along it. It's beautiful silk. It's ornate. It's gilded. It has beautiful filigree as it turns, the part where you like lean back against.
Mm-hmm.
And as you lean back against it, you feel this. You said what memories does it hold, right?
Yes.
You feel this sickness overcome you. You feel this darkness overcome you. And as you continue to feel this fabric, this sweet, sickeningly sweet taste fills your taste buds. It fills your mouth, and you want to vomit. And almost you sort of retch forward as you feel as if any contents of your stomach that you had from earlier coming up through your esophagus as you're ready to vomit. You feel this sickness.
I really hate this. And then I'll ask, what about this item is auto and canny?
This item, as you sort of lean forward, fighting this sickness in your belly, you happen to catch at the very end, like where someone, would rest their legs, the flat part. There's nail marks dug through it as if someone was gripping to hold on to it. It's torn. It's torn the fabric.
We don't keep shaming this out.
I hate this.
Emily's in one room and she's already done. She's like, nope, I'm done, guys. He's guilty. We're not doing this anymore.
Tap it out. Bye,
I
y'all.
have an idea, but
yeah, so you guys can make more moves, or it's down to the virgin. She has the ring first.
Can in light of the sudden feeling of like sickness and the claw marks and all the other nonsense going on, would it be safe to say that it's that we can potentially take stock of the situation, or is it like not really that kind of situation?
You can. Yeah, you can. You can ask me one question. I'll allow that.
Okay. I want to know.
I'll read these out for viewers too. So when you take stock of a situation, you can ask, what stalks the bride from the shadows? What traps have been laid for the bride? What does this place demand of the bride? Or what horror here is hidden from the bride? You can ask one of those questions when you take stock.
What stalks the bride from the shadows?
You watch as you hadn't noticed it before because you'd gotten so sick. You started feeling so sickeningly you watch as the fire flickers and flickers again, and you see slowly this hand begin to come from it, charred and burned and black, as if it's beginning to crawl out and reach for someone. Just one hand right now, and it's very, you get about a little bit down the arm, and you begin to hear that scream in your mind again, that painful scream, and you just hear help, 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 as his hand reaches out of this fire.
Man, he drugged her and shoved her ass in the fireplace, man.
I think I know what happened to her, but I don't. So is it's like a charred hand? Like it's burnt? Like
Yes, burned. You see sort of like this char.
It's crispy.
And it's crawling towards us.
It's not crawling as much as it's reaching out, and you keep hearing the
Oh.
screams mixed with this help, as if it's like reaching for someone to help it.
I feel like the tea was poisoned, and the
Well,
bride started to get sick, but accidentally fell into the fire. Because we saw her fall forward, and with the scratching, it's like the poison was meant to kill her, but the fire kind of happened.
I don't think that's it. Are we doing propose the truth right now, or do we want to?
If that, I mean, you guys as the bride, you can talk about this. You're still having this moment. There's nothing
Okay.
seems to be a certain threat at the moment.
Okay.
But it is Charlie's. It is the virgin. It's her ultimate call. What she does, escape or propose a truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I think happened. Oh, this poor hand is like begging for help.
Hit me, Sherlock Holmes.
I kind of think that the tea was poisoned, and she realized while she was drinking on the lounge that it was poisoned. And as soon as she realized it, and maybe she was like laying down or something, I don't know how you drink tea, but she kind of got a feeling like she knew he was planning to kill her, and so she was grabbing onto the lounge so he couldn't grab her. And so that's why there are the nail marks, because she was struggling to stay against the lounge while he was dragging her into the fire to kill her. That's what I think.
Or maybe the tea was meant for Bluebeard.
Do you think she was going to poison him?
I don't know. We don't know if he had people in here, not just her. Or if he was having a party in here. He does like to entertain.
Either way, this woman died.
Virgin, are you proposing a truth?
Maybe.
So, when you propose a truth about a room, you detail what you think happened in the room, to whom and why. Next, describe the token that you take that supports your interpretation of what happened. So you will take a token of faithfulness or a token of disloyalty. When you take a token of faithfulness, you can heal a trauma. When you take a token of disloyalty, you have to mark a trauma. All of you do.
I'm gonna take the empty cup as my token, but the truth I'm proposing is that this other bride was waiting for Bluebeard. That's why one cup is empty and one is not. She was poisoned. She got sick, and that's why she was like clawing the thing. Is because of like a stomach pain or something. And then when she was trying to get up, she fell into the fireplace, and he wasn't able to save her in time.
So is this a token of faithfulness or disloyalty?
Faithful.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will mark one token on the faithful meter. Once one of them fills up, that's when you find your final room.
And I'm
Yeah.
can I get my ring away?
You can voluntarily give up the ring. When you voluntarily give up the ring, you pass it to the next sister. It just has to be a sister that hasn't gone before, which we don't have that problem yet. You are immune to trauma until that sister passes the ring. Just you are.
I'm gonna give it to the mother.
Okay. You leave this room, leaving this tea set and everything behind, leaving this fire still roaring in the fireplace. And as soon as you walk out, you hear the help in the mind, in your mind, that scream, and it just ends. The door closes behind you. You can stay in this wing, Mother, or you can go to another one. There's about 4 other doors here in this wing that you could investigate as well.
I think I'll go to the east wing.
Okay. You continue down, you leave this hallway, and you watch as the shadows grow longer in this hallway, and you see statues at the end. They're at the side of every door you see here, and you see 4 doors here. And each statue seems to be the marble figure of a woman, no clothes on, and she seems in each one to be reaching out for someone, for something. And you notice that each of the faces, where there would be, like, you know, the look of a face, each of the faces is just plain over with marble. There's no detail on the faces. Yeah, so you can pick a ring and describe it to me.
Cover their statues up. Sinful.
Sinful. The mother protects her children. The key I pick is like just a run-of-the-mill key. It looks like it's been used tons of times. It's silver.
Okay.
And plain.
Let me blow my nose real quick so I'm not too annoying. Hold on.
As we all watch her blow her nose.
Blow a nose, blow the nose, blow the nose.
Queen of blowing her nose.
Listen, we're all family on this channel.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do gross things, we're gonna do them together.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you walk up to this door, Mother, and this door is mahogany wood, and it looks just as old as this key does. There doesn't seem to be anything special about this door, but as you get closer, you can see on the lock where you would insert the key, it looks as if 2 lovers are embracing, and you insert the key in the spot that is between them. And as you...
This is too racy for me. I need to go.
Are you the virgin?
Is it the red room of pain?
It's his game room. His Xbox is there. Calm down.
His Xbox.
His
His
Xbox.
sex
There's like a
box.
horror in it, like Bluebeard said it's my turn to play the X.
God damn it. Why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself? Anyway.
You should have known better.
That's true. You guys, you open this door, and as you walk inside, this is what you would assume to be, not a master bedroom. This seems to be a guest room. And you walk in, and there's this bed in the corner that it's not finely decorated. The sheets and comforter actually looks like it might be a bit scratchy, and it looks mussed up as if someone was here. There is along the walls are the God damn it. Along the walls are busts of these paintings of busts of different men. You don't know who they are, though. They're none of them are your husband. And you also notice in the corner is this vanity that sits there, and there seems to be a little silver tray with what looks like different kinds of I'm not sure if it had like like pill bottles and vials of medicines that sit there.
Pill bottle day.
Mark and I got the same face.
Are one of them? Is one of them blue? And small?
Should I call the physician? if something happens for more than 4 hours.
Yeah, this is my workplace. This is where I work.
There are different. Are you looking at the vials specifically? Like, you don't have to investigate to see this because you're not getting too close to it. I'm assuming you're just looking.
Yeah.
There are different like vials of different sizes, of different colors. Some of them still have what looks like liquid inside of them, and then some of them are pill bottles. So glass pill bottles. You see just very nondescript white pills, and some of them. Each bottle seems to hold different things and seems to hold different amounts of these things.
Any mind rot?
Okay.
Flintstone vitamins.
Chewy gummies.
They're Flintstones gummies.
Fish oil pills.
What are you guys doing?
Ooh, fish oil pills are the
I'm gonna
worst.
investigate the bed.
You're gonna investigate the bed?
Ooh, I would touch that with a 10-foot pole.
We put on gloves
Yes,
first.
mother.
Let me put some gloves on
Let me get the
and a
flashlight.
mask.
I'm literally staring at my camera like I'm on The Office.
The Metallica background. It's not that dirty, guys.
I'm used to this. God damn it. This
What?
spooky,
It's not even that big.
this spooky serious game.
You should have known this would never be full
I
spook.
know, right? I should have known you guys can't take anything seriously.
It's like the little interludes, and then but then it would get spooky. It's like, oh no.
You're gonna investigate a mystery. Yeah, a mysterious object. So yeah, tell me. Yeah, ask me some questions, Boo.
I would like to, if I can find. There it is. Okay. What memories does this item hold?
You
What do you think?
I just feel like I'm gonna regret asking this, but I'm gonna ask this anyway. Get down.
Smooch it.
God damn it. You look at this bed, Animus. And as you begin to look at these sheets, like I said, they looked mussed up, as if, this wasn't a properly made bed. As you look closer, you see the form of what looks like a human underneath these sheets. And you see the sheet rising and falling so slowly. What's your next question?
All right.
Monty just got really scared. Okay.
Okay. What about this item is odd or uncanny?
There's a person under it, Monty.
That's what's odd, god damn it. You don't touch it. I'm assuming you don't touch it, but you do see the sheet continuing to rise and fall. And you notice that it's very odd that these sheets are not fine material at all. This is not the kind of place, this is definitely not a master bedroom. This seems to be a kind of place where someone was being kept and not really being taken care of. And the sheet continues to rise and fall, and you watch as the sheet slowly pulls down.
Oh, no.
And it's almost as if you can't react quickly. You can't react quick against this thing, because it reaches out and grabs your wrist.
Oh.
And the sheet falls, and you see this woman here, this skeletal woman, who...
Like she's a skeleton, or like she's emaciated?
She's emaciated.
Gotcha. Just check.
So much so that you're not sure if she has ever even eaten. You can see her ribs. You can see her wrist is barely this big. And she grabs your wrist, though, with this feeling that you'll never escape. It's this fear that goes through your body. And you're going to take one trauma as you see, this is just for you, as you see this bruise begin to creep up your arm. And I need you to roll, this is for the one holding the ring, the mother. As you're seeing this, I need you to roll you shiver from fear. So name the thing you're most afraid of will happen.
I'll die.
Okay.
I mean,
As I love Salsa's just like straightforward.
I mean, that's a valid fear.
Shit, I don't know where my pen
But
is.
I have to tell you how it's worse than what you fear. So is there something worse than you dying?
Being alive.
That's too deep. That's too deep.
I think being pulled and like feeling suffocated. I guess like if she were to pull me into the bed and I couldn't like face down and I couldn't breathe.
Okay. So when you do this move, I tell you how it's worse than you fear. And it's almost like this thing pulls you close to the animus, mother, and you get pulled into this woman, and you hear her voice in close to your ears if she's whispering only to you. You hear, "Someone should have protected me. I was innocent. I was so sick for such a long time and no one helped me. No one was here." And so you can keep the ring and choose two of these options from Shiver from Fear, which are: it infects the bride with its perversion, it has the bride in its clutches, it speaks to you, just you. Or you can pass the ring to another person and only choose one.
I'm having the worst thoughts.
I think I'll pass the ring and I'll
Okay.
pass it to Animus.
Okay. And choose one of these options. It infects you with its perversion. It has the bride in its clutches, which these things are happening, but it gets worse if you pick them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it speaks to you, and you take trauma if it speaks to you further.
I think it infects the bride with its perversion.
So as it has you in its hand, it pulls you closer alongside the animus. You begin to feel this sadness fill you up. You're a protector, and this woman seems to be begging for help. And you feel this weakness overcome you, mother. And you know that from this point on, you may not be able to fight anything off. And the perversion that it infects you with is the same kind of weakness that it was fighting, that this woman seemed to be fighting against herself. So this isn't sort of a mechanical thing, it's more of it can affect your choices. It's more of an RP thing, but you are infected with this perversion of you have no strength. You're weak.
Okay.
Um,
And Animus, you take over.
I'm going to attempt to
So
I guess
you
I'm-
can do your ring moves now, or you can do, anyone can do the other ones. And you can...
Okay, I'm going to I'm going to roll to caress a horror.
Okay. So when you caress a horror, you roll plus blood. On a hit, the horror is swayed by your stroke. Direct what was intended for you to another victim in the house, and this doesn't have to be your sisters. This can be anyone in this house. Any
Okay.
servants, just say. On a 7 to 9, it'll shift its attention, but only if you participate in some way. So yeah, roll me 2d6. Add with your blood. Unless I don't think your face move. You're doing the shield, so yeah, it doesn't affect this.
Yeah. 6.
Yeah, so it does not shift away. In fact, it yanks you closer, Animus. and you take another trauma as you see this blackness begin to ink up through the veins in your arm.
Oh, okay.
And you feel this sickness and weakness overcoming you. And all of you begin to hear this cry for help. This, I was supposed to be protected. Nobody helped me. Nobody was there. And in this just, this overcoming sadness.
I want to care for someone, and I want to care for the horror. I want to go to the pills, and I want to take a vial. I don't know which one. Just
Okay.
take one and try and. I mean, I know she's emancipated, but try to give her one to try and soothe her and her pain.
Yeah, you definitely do that, Mother. You sort of break away and you were sort of standing there watching this. You had this weakness overcome you. You go and you look through the pills and you're not sure which one to grab, but this little vial of liquid sort of draws your attention. You take it and you walk back to her, and she's got the animus in her grips, and you watch as the darkness, this inky blackness, just sort of sinks through, the translucent pale skin of the bride, of the animus, and what do you do to sort of try to ease her torment?
I get in the bed, and I lift her the top of her body up, and kind of try and feed her the liquid.
Yeah, you do so. She doesn't seem to demand anything out of you, of your sincerity. She seems to lighten, actually. The begging you hear in your head calms, and she just looks at you with these wide eyes that sort of are similar to yours. And she just says, "Thank you."
And I'm just like, shh, it's okay, I'm here.
Yeah, as you care for her, that she just says, "This kindness, I've never known such."
Yeah.
We know he has a type now. Same eye.
Thank you, Emily.
Sorry, but
Can I investigate the pills?
Yes, you may. This seems to distract this woman, and you're able to break away. Your arm, you do notice, though, still keeps this look of this darkness. Your veins lit up black. But yeah, you can go over to the pills and look, no problem.
Okay. So, okay, I want to know whose item these are.
You look through them, and as you sort of wipe dust off of some of them, it just has a number as well. This number is 6 on each of the bottles, as if this did belong to this woman and this was a 6th wife.
Okay. What about this item is odd or uncanny?
It's not odd in a normal sense. It's odd in the fact that what you're sort of investigating, looking for, these were specifically for her. These were given by a doctor that as you look and wipe the dust and look over the vanity where this, silver plate is, there seem to be prescriptions written in a doctor's handwriting.
But yeah, they're still here. Okay.
Yeah, they're still here, yeah.
Can I investigate the portraits?
Yes, you may. You go over to these portraits, and as I said, there's about 4 of them in differing spots along a wall, and they're of men that you don't recognize. And they don't hold any similarities to your new husband. But yeah, ask me some questions.
Is there anything about this item odd or uncanny?
As you look at one of them specifically, the 3rd portrait has this man with a balding head, and he has a very stern look on his face. very bright green eyes stare back at you. This looks like someone related to the woman who was lying in bed dying.
And then, why did Bluebeard keep this item?
You look through them even more, and you get the impression that these were here to watch what was happening in this room. Because as you look at the fourth portrait, you can see discrepancies in like the paint and the fabric it's painted on. There seems to be a way to watch from another room.
Does our husband like avoid it?
Our husband.
It's not your call if you leave or not. It's
Are there like? Can I investigate the vanity itself? Like, I don't know if there are any drawers to it, or
they don't have it. There's not any drawers. It's just like a four standing. It has a small mirror. This may not have even been used for vanity purposes. It seemed to be mostly a place to store this medicine. Yeah, it doesn't have any drawers.
Okay.
Yeah. You can further investigate the pills. Like I said to you, you may get the same answers, so it's a chance you take. But you can investigate anything else another bride or another sister's investigate. It's not a big, I don't care.
I'll investigate the pills further.
So ask me some questions. You're seeing the same thing. It's just different size vials. Yeah.
Why did Bluebeard keep this item?
You pick up the vials and the bottles and look through them, and then you sort of look at the papers that were there with prescriptions on them. You notice a lot of these items. You don't know much about different medications, but you know you're just like from things you've heard in town, and you as a fatal, you know a lot of people. Some of these medicines are sort of things you would use for anti-anxiety, to sleep, to ease pain. So you get the sense that he might have been using them elsewhere or taking them himself.
Okay. And what memories do these items hold?
You especially pick up one bottle with only 3 pills left in it. Very small pills. And you specifically know that this one is a painkiller. And as you touch it, and you even take the cap out of it and pour them in your hand, you feel pain through your whole body. A pain of your body losing control. The pain of your body not able to keep up in a way that you always thought that it would. And you watch Fatal as these pills begin to sink into your hand, sort of as a burning acidic smell comes up. You're going to take 2 trauma as they go through your hand.
Okay.
And sort of into your skin.
Oh my god.
I mean, this is to the other sisters to propose a potential truth.
I mean, yeah, you guys can talk about it. It's just Animus's...
Yeah.
Final call, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, based on her being so emaciated and saying she needs to be protected and blah, 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 I get the impression that she was kept here so that more medicine could keep coming through. Like, Bluebeard or someone else was using the pills for themselves.
Yeah.
But had to keep her alive so that they can get refills on it.
Yeah. And like maybe like her family was in pharmacy, so that's why she could keep getting scripts for it too.
I don't know if I totally agree, because he has a lot of... He's pretty rich, so if he wanted to get like medicine that he wasn't like prescribed to, I mean, he could find a way to get it.
In either case, she was definitely neglected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, not only left to die, but left to... But
Suffer.
put it set up in a way that she could be observed. Her
Yeah,
dying
what if it was like,
without her knowledge?
or, I mean, this is pretty dark, but this is pretty dark game.
Go for it.
He wanted to watch her suffer.
Yeah.
Like, intentionally want to give the pills and was in a different room watching her suffer.
Or maybe she was already sick when he married her, and he just exacerbated that, like, made her sicker. That's fucked up.
I had a thought when we started, but I totally forgot it. So I don't remember what.
Like, I definitely feel like she wasn't getting the pills she was supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
Or if she was, it wasn't helping, and further and better treatment wasn't being sought.
Yeah.
I think I would like to propose I almost said a truce. A
Propose a truce. Bluebeard, show yourself.
Bluebeard, we demand a parlay.
I've had enough.
Yeah. What are so you detail what you think happened, to whom it happened to, and why, and then tell me the token you take that supports it.
This woman, I believe, was was sick in some way, and this presumably sixth wife, and was left, and was rather than being taken to a doctor and being made well, she was left to languish and was furthermore observed languishing. She was fatally neglected by her husband and I'd say probably also by the staff. And my token that I'm going to take is one of the pill bottles.
And is this for faithfulness or disloyalty?
Disloyalty.
Okay, so when you take a token of disloyalty, you're closer to proving your unconscious suspicion, but all of you take a trauma. Except the mother, because she voluntarily gave up her ring to the Animus. So you leave the room, and you have this pill bottle, you look at it, but as you leave the room, you do notice that Animus, your arm sort of clears. Fatal, the pain you felt in the palm of your hand is gone. And would you like to keep the ring, Animus, or would you like to pass it to someone?
I'm going to keep the ring.
Okay. Give me a room. Are you going to stay in this wing, or are you going to go somewhere else, or?
I'm going to. There's 4 wings, right?
Yes, there's a north, west, south, and east. Yeah.
I want to go to the north wing.
Okay. As you turn, you swear that you almost see shadows of faces on these marbled statues where they had no faces before. But you pay it no attention as you go to the south wing, and you go down the stairs, and you go into this large wing that seems to be where the staff is. You swear you can hear voices chattering behind various doors. And there are about 5 doors here. 4 doors here.
Okay.
Yeah, describe a key to me that you choose.
The key that I choose is a really large, it's a large, heavy, kind of almost skeleton key. It's kind of, and the whole thing may not be, but the handle is brass, and it looks like once upon a time it may have had like kind of ornate little designs carved or cast into it, but it currently it's worn away a lot. So yeah.
You go to the door that you think this key might fit, and it itself is a large mahogany door, sort of similar to the one you had just come from. And up on it, you see various cogs turning just on their own through this door. They seem to be like ticking slowly as seconds would tick away. And you put the key in this lock, and you open the door, and you step into a pantry.
Cool.
There are various foodstuffs lining these shelves on one side, and you see sort of on the other side what looks like various crates. And as you walk closer to the crates, the smell of soured fruit and meat fill your nostrils, and you can almost hear the buzzing of flies. And yeah, it's not good. And you sort of hear what sounds like hooks swinging, meat hooks swinging, but you don't see them. You don't know if they're here. You can't get a glimpse of them, but you can hear them. Yeah, this is a pantry.
This is probably gonna be a terrible idea.
Those are
Like,
the best.
Instead of the crate, can I inspect, like, can I see if there's, like, the fruit and meat in the crate, or are they, like, closed crates?
They're closed, but you think that perhaps, like, with a sister's help, you could get the lids off. They're very heavy crates.
Anybody want to help?
You need
Oh
us-
no.
Thank
oh
you.
no.
I haven't done anything in a while, so I'll help.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna pick, like, the nearest crate and just take the lid off of it.
Okay. As you pull this, you slide this lid off of this crate. The smell of rotted fruit instantly hits the both of you. And flies just fly up out of the fruit flies. Hundreds of fruit flies just fly out. And they sort of go to the ceiling and buzz around above you. And as you look in this crate, it's just blackened, mushy, rotted fruits.
Well, I know why she didn't eat now. Just all the foods like that.
Can I, like, investigate the fruits?
Yes, you may.
Hold on, let me get my questions. Why did Bluebeard keep this item?
That's a good question.
You look through this stuff. You're sort of cautious to touch it because it is rotted fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But you dig through it, and as you look through it, you sort of feel this sense of fulfillment. There are fruits in here that you've never seen yourself, fruits that seem to come from faraway places that not a lot of people would have access to in this small town. And you get the idea that Bluebeard, you said, why did he keep this item? Is that right?
Yeah.
That he kept this item because this was an interest, that this fruit, he shared this liking with some various wives. These are fruits that have been here since you're not sure how long, but whatever wife, he shared this interest in these exotic fruits with his wife.
And then, what about this item is odd or uncanny?
You continue to look through it. You see, like, rotted pineapples, rotted bananas, rotted kiwi fruit that, like I said, you've never seen these before. And you dig your hand in as if you're going to grasp something, and something grasps you.
Oh, fun.
And you pull out what looks like a bit of a collarbone.
Oh my god.
Can I take stock?
Yeah, I was gonna do that after Jimmy was done.
Because the witch is with him, I'll let the witch take stock.
Okay.
Yeah, she is right there. Yeah, ask me a question. Take stock of this tense situation.
Salsa, let's hope that we were gonna take stock of the same thing.
You can tell her what you were gonna say. Like, you
Oh.
don't have to keep it yourself. You're gonna make the final call on this one. And
So-
Salsa can take stock again.
Yeah. I was gonna do what horror is hidden from the bride. Is that the
Ding
same?
ding 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 ding.
Yeah, I was gonna do that one
Beep, beep,
anyway.
beep, 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 beep.
Beep, 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 beep.
Hidden horror watch.
Beep, 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 beep.
Beep, 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 beep.
You. Why is it every game I'm in can't resist a McElroy reference? I hang out with too many fucking memes.
Shut up.
You watch as the Fatal pulls this collarbone out, and what looks like fruit attached to it seems to be the innards of a human. Seems to be flesh. Seems to be parts that come from inside, and you watch as they begin to move, witch. on their own volition.
Like
Anyone
the organ-
hungry?
What, Monty?
Like the organs?
The organ, yes. And right now what seems to be connected to it seems to be sort of like an intestinal tract.
Does the smell change?
It's still rotted smell of fruit. And you watch which as this wrap begins to wrap around the fatal.
Can I yeet?
Can you
Can I just yeet this thing?
I mean, so you can't do anything of the ring moves, and the yeeting technically would be dirty yourself with violence or cry out for help.
I am not.
The animus does that.
Gee, thanks, guys.
But you sort of feel, and you all see this and witness this. These parts of this body are. This intestine seems long, inhumanly long. It is beginning to wrap around you, Fatal, and it is beginning to wrap around your torso and nearly take the life, the breath out of you. You're beginning to feel shortness of breath.
I am going to roll to dirty myself with violence.
Okay.
I guess to like, I don't know whether it would be disabling or mutilating, to just like, I want to just, yank it off of.
Okay. Roll carnality.
Nine.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you will choose one of the regular options, which is disable them, silence them, or mutilate them. I think you wanted to disable, correct?
Yeah.
And then you also choose that your vulnerability opens you up to trauma, or your carelessness leaves you in a bad spot.
I think I just kind of like impulsively just like yank it. So I'm gonna say, my carelessness leaves me in a bad spot.
Okay.
Because I'm just like impulsively reaching out and just like yanking it without really thinking about the fact that it's attached to stuff.
Okay. So you are able to yank that. You sort of grab the bone that has that the Fatal had grabbed, and you grab it away from her and throw it, and you do keep the Fatal from suffering any trauma because you're able to catch your breath. You're sort of like take a big gasp because you finally have some freedom. But as you throw this, it crashes against the shelves of food stuff, and things begin to fall, and you notice more pieces of bodies, organs, arms, fingers, just differing pieces that come from humans that stored in these bags and cans and canisters. As they fall off the shelf, you see them begin to roll forward. And as you continue to watch, you watch as it begins to form into one sort of mass.
Oh, it becomes like one big.
Yeah, they're all slowly forming together. All these, not in the form of a human. It just seems to be sort of a big mass of flesh and body parts.
My bad.
It's actually really cool.
Right. Cool.
Is it just like
Beep 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 beep.
over us, or is it like saying anything?
It doesn't seem threatening right now, but it is. You are just sort of watching it as these pieces are forming into this big mass of flesh, of body parts. There are parts that they're not in any way of a humanoid shape.
Cool. I'm gonna. Yeah. I'm pretty done, so I'm gonna cry out for help. Fuck this.
Yeah, and remember, you do have a move where you can escape without proposing a truth.
That's true.
You don't have to do it. I'm just letting you guys know you can escape. I offer you a hard bargain or an ugly choice. But do you still want to cry out for help?
Actually, yeah. No, I'm gonna try to escape.
Okay.
I want to just book it. This is
I want to talk to it.
Oh my god!
It don't got a mouth.
You don't have you can't because you don't have the ring. You wouldn't have a chance to talk to it.
An apple a day.
So you're gonna try to get out of here.
Yep.
So if you want to escape, You'll be able to. But as you go to escape, you're going to get hung on one of these hooks that you didn't see for just a moment. It's going to take a bit of your flesh as well. And you're going to take a trauma. But that's the price, and you can leave freely. And don't take anything else worse.
Like one trauma?
Just one trauma. And it would be just you. It won't be a group trauma, as if the truth would be.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the one.
Okay. Yes, so, you run for the door, and this fear is overcoming you. You don't know what this creature is. And you remember the sound of these hooks, which you couldn't place them. You don't even know if they were there before, but one grabs you, almost as if it is actually grabbing for you in the fleshy part of your arm. And as you go to, continue forward, it just rips this part of flesh off of you. And you see as it immediately absorbs to this creature. But you are able to get out of the room and slam the door behind you. And just you, Animus, holding the ring, you take a trauma.
I guess that's where the composting goes.
Oh, God. So are you holding the ring, or are you passing it?
You know what?
Well, seeing as the Monty face was there.
You know what? The Fatal can have the ring for a little bit.
Okay. So remember that you're giving it up. You can't take any trauma if any trauma happens as a group. Fatal,
Mm-hmm.
what you doing, baby?
I want to go to the south wing.
Okay.
Just going wing to wing.
And go down south. Okay.
I'm a good
Anyway.
southern belle.
Yes, we're going to the south, as in American South.
You
Believe this is Yankee
you
territory.
with heavy breaths and fear, you flee from this corridor, from this wing, not looking back.
Mm-hmm.
And the noises of staff are left behind you. And you go into the south wing. As you enter, you hear outside and see on the windows the shadow of rain, and it is pounding and pouring against the house. And it's so dark outside, and you're not sure when the rain started or anything. You don't know when this began to happen.
Yeah.
But you see about 3 rooms here.
Cool. So the key I pick is like obscenely ornate, like interwoven, so much stuff that's almost, it looks like it should be decorative and not functional,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell like there's the little nicks, so you can tell it does have a use.
You take this ring up to this door that is it's a 2-panel door, and across it is the image of a snake curling around itself. Not a Ouroboros. It's just like curled in various coils. And this snake goes across this whole beautiful marble door. This door is heavy. You know that it's going to take, like, even when you unlock it, I love that Charlie's just like, nope, don't like this room. You know that, like, even though it's going to be unlocked, it's going to take a little bit of push to get into this room. It's a heavy door.
Mm-hmm.
And in the snake's eyes are 2 beautiful shining emeralds. But as you push this door open, it unlocks easily. And you walk into a gloriously decorated dining room. There is a beautiful fireplace with a fire roaring in the corner, and then there's this beautiful long table, but you notice that there's only 2 chairs, one at one end and one at the other. And you notice on the table are 3 serving trays, like the old fancy silver serving trays with the top over them. There are 3 serving trays lined up, and you notice this portrait hanging on one side of the wall, where the fabric is ripped. You can't exactly make out what it was.
Cool. Can I investigate the portrait?
Yes. You go up to the portrait, and the pieces of fabric where it looks like it's been ripped or such are still hanging there.
Whose item is this?
You look at the portrait and you sort of try to, pull the pieces of fabric up to try to make out what kind of item it is. And this is an item, or a photo of a portrait. I'll get the word right eventually, guys. A portrait of a bear eating someone, eating a human. It seems to be androgynous. You can't tell if it's a male or a female. It's an androgynous looking person. You see this bear just ripping into this person.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the sense it's not like a feminine or delicate looking item. You get the sense that this does belong to your husband.
Okay. And what memories does this item hold?
As you continue to piece this back together as best as you can, and you are holding pieces and looking, you see in the background the painted form of Bluebeard holding a gun, and another woman, a beautiful woman, in a beautiful hunting dress. Her hair's pulled up, and he has his arm around her, and they're both smiling as they watch this scene. So you get the sense that this is actually something that has happened.
Cool.
This is fine.
This is fine. Okay.
Dates with Faye.
Can I look at the table? Can I investigate the table?
Yes, you may. Mother, you go up to the table, and this silverware that's at one end and at the other end, and the plates, the serving trays, it's all covered it's all coated in a cover of dust.
Okay.
So give me my questions.
I'm just gonna ask it. What about this item is odd or uncanny?
I'm thinking, this is all coming
Yeah.
to me off the top of my head. You look to these items, look around, and sort of try to see if there's any scent or any kind of food or anything. But what catches your eye is that what you consider to be like a silver gravy bowl. It's filled with this dark, thick liquid. You're not sure what it is. It doesn't seem to be holding food.
It's just
Oh, I'm sure
sausage
what it
gravy.
is.
Y'all go no.
It's just chocolate sauce.
Yeah. Why did Bluebeard keep this item?
Bluebeard didn't keep this item. This seems to be something that he could have easily gotten rid of. You get the sense that staff kept this item, not Bluebeard.
Gravy, I guess.
Cool.
Just gravy.
Can I take stock?
Yes, you may. Yeah. What are you looking at and looking around for?
I'm trying to see if something stalks me from the shadows. Because some weird shit has been happening tonight.
This is a little weird night. This is my wedding night.
As you look around, nothing sticks out to you specifically. But then you hear the door unlock and open. And this woman walks inside. She's your age, looks like, if not a little bit younger. Wearing freshly pressed maid's outfit with a apron, and she's holding a platter in front of her. And she looks at you and has this look of surprise. Oh, madam, I wasn't sure. I'm sorry, am I interrupting you?
And she has been cleaning this room.
Yeah, you are. And another question.
No, you only get one for this take stock.
What?
Yeah, you only get one for take stock. She looks at you and she's like holding this platter, and she walks over to the table and sits it down. Are you hungry, madam? Do you need something to eat? Is there anything I can do to help you?
I don't have much of an appetite.
Bring back my husband.
You can get wrecked.
And you know she's sort of talking to you, Fatal. You've got the ring. You're the one that she's focusing on.
I'm going to walk closer to her, but like keep. Is she sitting at the table?
She's standing there. She's put down this big platter that she had on the table, and she's sort of looking at you, very concerned, as if maybe you might punish her for not doing her job. She seems a little worried.
Okay. I'm going to stand on the other side of the table, so there's like the table between us.
Mm-hmm.
And just like kind of like nonchalantly like run my finger across it and say, "Oh, I'm not too hungry. I just got married. The reception, lovely feast."
I did hear it was beautiful. Many people will talk about it for ages. I think it was much simpler than some other weddings he's had, but it seems to fit you. He talked about you so many times, that you weren't one of the ones with extravagant needs.
First of all, bitch.
I think you're so tilted.
I'm gonna kind of keep my eyes on her and say, "Oh, were you not invited to the reception? Did you have to stay here?"
Well, yes, the staff had to prepare for your arrival. We wanted everything to be perfect for you. It's truly a shame that your husband had to leave, though.
Yes, it is. Quite a shame. And you've done such a perfect job. Perfect job from such a perfect-looking girl.
She smiles, and you see her, like, step back and begin to walk around the table. Do you know how long he'll be gone? Are you going to be terribly lonely?
Well, he said he'd be gone for only 6 weeks. But I'm sure I won't be too lonely if I have a friend like you around.
Well, that does warm my heart. I'll try my best to be as friendly as I can. And as she says that, she does reach out and sort of run her hand down along your arm very gently.
I don't know if I've done enough, but I'm trying to spider her.
Okay.
That sounds so weird out of context.
Yeah, we'll say.
I want to spider her.
I'm gonna spider her.
Your beauty and your charm get you what you want. You trap a servant or Hora with your feminine wiles. We'll say you're being flirty enough. They'll tell you a secret about either the house or Bluebeard.
Harold.
Harold.
Emily was 5 seconds late, and I love it.
Love her.
I know. She looks at you and she says, "You know, you're not the first bride that he's left alone. Sometimes they get so terribly sad. We don't know what happens to them. So many have come and gone."
I'm going to ask a secret about Bluebeard.
Okay.
And ask, well, I don't know. We'll see if this is allowed. I'm gonna ask her if Bluebeard is always gone whenever something terrible happens to one of his brides.
She looks at you and shakes her head. "No, sometimes he has to be here to suffer the pain as well. It's
Well, that
terribly
is
sad."
most unfortunate, my dear.
She takes a step closer to you and she like curls her fingers in the edges of your hair, and she says,
Harold.
Harold.
She says, it has been ages since he's had one as young as you, though. I haven't had anyone close to my age to speak to. It's quite fortunate."
Yes, well, I'm sure we'll be fast friends. And I give her like the little like friendly tap on the cheek and like not like I'm gonna try to like subtly step away from her.
Yeah, she notices it, and you feel her hand go to your waist and sort of grip tightly.
Harold.
Are you sure you'd like to be alone? This is such a big place for a woman alone.
Well, if my husband is gone so often, I suppose I should get used to being alone just for the night.
And on your wedding night. How sad.
I know. And I'm gonna like keep trying to like subtly just get out of her grip.
And you notice as you're doing so, you're stepping closer to the fireplace. Back.
Oh shit!
But she hasn't let go of your waist yet. If anything, her grip has gotten a little tighter. And
Harold,
you look at her, and you notice her eyes are the same eyes you see in the mirror constantly. Her eyes look just like yours. They're wide and doe-eyed, and the lashes are long. And she just stares at you with this smile on her face, the corners of her lips upturned, her bottom lip a little thicker than the top. And you notice that she looks so similar to you.
can I attempt to caress a horror? I don't know if she counts as a horror or not, though.
Yes, you may. When you caress a horror, roll plus blood.
Plus blood. Sweet. That is a 10.
Okay. So, on a hit, the horror is swayed by your stroke. Direct what was intended to you to another victim in the house. So, what do you do to caress the horror? What do you do specifically?
So she still has her hand on my waist, correct?
Mm-hmm. And she's about maybe like feet to feet, probably like maybe half a foot away from you.
Okay, I'm going to like. Oh, this is gonna be so sexual. Just like her arm that's touching me, I'm gonna like.
I mean, this is like, this game.
I'm gonna do like the light like fingertips across her forearm and say, "Dear, don't you have more work you need to go do and some other servants to keep company?"
She looks at you and you see like this bit of sadness cross her face, and she takes her hand off of your waist and steps back. "You're right, madam. I'm terribly sorry. I'll excuse myself. If you need anything, please let one of us know." And she, you notice she turns around with a bit of anger. Doesn't seem kind at all. She's cold. And she walks to the door, leaving her platter behind, and the door slams behind her as she leaves you alone in the room again.
I'm gonna move away from the fire.
Done pissed off ourselves.
I know. Can I lift one of the ones that are on the table?
Yeah. Which one? There's three. There's one in the middle, one on the left, and the right.
Ding ding, door number 1. One.
Left? Okay, I was like... You lift this platter up, the top of this platter up, and laying there on this platter is what looks like... What?
He said the head of John the Baptist.
Oh, God.
Fuck, it was...
Laying there is a very delicate looking gloved hand with a ring that matches yours on the ring finger.
Better than a head, I guess.
Is it?
Is it? Does anyone remember, did the girl have both hands?
Yeah. Well, she had one to put around her waist at least.
Yeah, because I always assumed it was the same hand that she was moving from like the arm
Wasn't
to
she
the hair.
carrying a tray?
Yeah, she carried a tray in.
You can carry a tray in one-handed.
One hand. I know how to carry a tray one-handed.
Monty was so
It seems
concerned.
like one of those heavy, like.
Well,
silver
she's
trays.
And even if
I'm
she's
assuming
missing,
she's
she
a
could use
servant.
Yeah.
So servants cannot have hands.
If she was really a servant.
Yeah, but if she was a servant, he wouldn't hack off her hand, glove it, and put it in a platter.
If she was
Bluebeard-
really a servant.
What
Bluebeard
Emily?
is following the ACA. Is that what it's called?
If if Sauce is done, can I investigate the hand, or do you want to do
You
that?
can investigate
No,
the,
you
the,
can
the
investigate
hand
it, it's fine.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
I will investigate the hand.
As you go to look at this hand, the ring glints in this dull light of the fireplace, and it is exactly like the ring that he put on your finger earlier today. Ask me some questions.
I'll ask, what memories does this item hold?
You look at the ring specifically, and it has delicately engraved in it the number 1.
Did he buy those rings bulk? I don't.
Amazon had a good sale. Jeff Bezos.
He went to Costco.
They were in his
Can
Amazon
you
grab.
curse a whole hand?
Like hell, does our hand have like?
You got one more question, babe.
Okay, I'm just imagining like a ring from like a cupcake or something.
With the spider on it.
It's a Halloween cupcake spider ring.
You get them from Oriental Trading.
Yes. Yes.
Ours has a little whistle in it.
It's like a Paw Patrol ring or something. Okay.
That was good. That was a good funny, guys. Good goof.
New ring goofing.
Why did he keep this? I think I know whose item it is. So I'm not gonna ask.
You go to look at the ring even further to touch it, and as you do, the hand grips yours
Oh, sweet.
so tight that you actually feel your finger, a couple of fingers, break. And you take 1 trauma, which...
What the fuck? Okay.
Cool.
And you watch... Sorry, I just saw Jim's quote. Jim's
I
comment.
just saw that too.
The monkey's pawn, Vecna's hand.
In a humble bundle.
That was funny.
Now on OrientalTradingCompany.com.
And as this hand grips yours, the flesh falls away from it, sloughs off until it's just a skeletal hand beneath this lace glove with this ring here. And you said, why did he keep it?
Yeah.
This is the first wife. This was his favorite.
This is so
Wow.
great. I'm loving it.
Let me get a big picture. Cool.
Great.
Is it like
Cool.
still hurting the witch?
She's just
Or is
taking
it-
1 trauma. It is
Okay.
still gripped onto her, though.
But it does it look like it's kind of like trying to grip more, or is it just kind of like
Not
latched?
really. No, it's just latched on right now.
Jamie, do what you do best and yeet that thing.
I want to do
This hand-
something else first, though.
This
Yeah.
hand empty. Yeet.
Can I take off our ring and see what number we are?
Yeah, you can. As you take off this ring, there's no number here.
Yet.
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 So I'm
Yeah.
gonna put the ring back on. And
Witch, you begin to feel this hand. It's not hurting, but it is slowly moving as it's trying to get the ring off of your finger.
all right, I'll dirty myself with violence and try to disable it.
Okay, yeah. Roll with carnality.
That's a 6.
Oh.
You are not able to get this hand off of her. It begins to squeeze at the witch's fingers. You hear another crack, which you take another trauma. And as you're trying to get it off, Fatal, I almost said the thought because of your name.
It breathes, it's a
What
thought.
am I saying?
As you feel this, you're trying to get this off of the witch. It latches onto your hand as well, and sort of moves off of the witch's. And you feel that same feeling. You guys hear that same crack as 3 of your fingers, the 3 in the middle, are just cracked in its hand and its bones, and you take 2 trauma.
Oh. She
Okay.
about to shatter.
You shattered?
I shattered.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I keep getting 2 traumas as opposed to
I'm
1.
sorry, it's just higher levels and when you fail to roll.
Yeah.
So when a facet of the bride shatters,
What a thought of the bride shatters.
thought of the bride. When a facet shatters, do you have the shattered page?
Yeah, I have the
Okay.
passage.
You read this passage aloud.
Okay. We are no longer whole. Our connection is severed. Our mind is fragmented. Our deepest fears are exposed. Our blood feeds the horrors, and I welcome them.
When a facet shatters, you can help the groundskeeper when a sister fails her role, and you can also be there in their mind. You're still there. You're just not whole anymore. You can be there to try to turn them in any direction you'd like.
Cool.
And he has the key.
And I have the keys.
Oh,
Do I
you
keep the keys?
You don't. You pass those on, and it would go to the witch because Emma's the only one who hasn't had them yet.
Okay.
Adam's like, I don't want
Yeah, I'm
the
always last.
responsibility.
Huh?
Literally, we're all just gonna be the you hear something me.
Yeah.
Y'all hear some?
Yeah. So this is your you have the ring now, while the fatal has shattered.
I can't hold it. My hands are broken.
You have another
I mean,
hand.
you have another hand.
Yeah, Felix.
Okay.
So, Katie, can I have a question?
Yes, of course.
Can I do anything? Or am I just like,
So you don't have any more moves.
so I can't like investigate? I'm just kind of there.
You are
helping
there.
You,
You can you don't have to help me. I can call on you to say, hey, how do you want to describe this? But you are still, you can lead them in the right direction if you want to. Just remember, you're not a part of them anymore.
Okay.
It's your choice.
So,
We're
I'm
better
a
off.
strong, independent woman who don't need no sisters.
Yeah. So what you doing there, Emmy?
so Kings, what do we think that we have an idea of what happened yet, or do we need to look around some more?
I think this is a shrine.
We'll look around some more.
A shrine.
I think this is a shrine to the first wife.
Oh. That's why that would make sense. Why it's all dusty. Nobody's.
Yeah.
He's like, don't touch it,
I think it's a shrine to the first wife.
because it was. And there's only 2.
And I'm sure that's her in the photo. He was her.
Yeah, the pain.
She was his favorite.
Huh. I didn't even think of that. I thought he just like chopped her hands off and knew it was something.
Yeah, but he's in the portrait with her and somebody else is getting mauled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe somebody she hated, or maybe she had a sister that she hated.
Somebody else is getting what?
Mauled, eaten.
Oh,
Also, the servants left the blood in here.
Yeah, and the table. Well, no, they left the table.
There's blood on the table?
Yeah,
In the gravy dish.
Oh,
What
yeah.
if every platter has a different part of her under it?
Yeah, it probably does.
We have the blood, her hand with the ring. There's probably some more nonsense.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I investigate another platter? Okay.
You just lifting up the
Yeah,
thing? The one in the middle or the one on the right?
the one in the middle.
You open up this platter, and it sort of is your worst fear that there is the head of a woman there.
Wait. Okay.
And it was the head of the woman in the portrait. Her eyes are closed. Her hair is beautifully made up. There's makeup on her face, but it seems caked over and sort of cracking in places. And you notice that her mouth is sewed shut.
That is real great. And I'm gonna ask, why did Bluebeard keep this?
Just as the hand, this was his favorite. He didn't want to let her go.
Okay. And then I'll ask,
We're going to be the favorite now.
what memories does this item hold?
So you sort of investigate this item more. You're looking at it, and the eyes open.
Cool.
God, that bitch can't talk.
This is like Hocus Pocus.
And looking back at you, just as you had seen in the servant, these eyes are yours. Just like your eyes. Beautiful and big, and beautiful, long, thick lashes. But they don't look scared or sad. These eyes are upturned, happy.
Okay.
Ooh, I wonder if maybe she just died of natural, like.
Yeah, maybe he didn't kill
Yeah,
her.
but why would they dismember her?
He was her. She was his favorite.
Yeah,
He
but you
wanted
don't
to
kill
keep
her.
It's a shrine.
Yeah, it's a shrine.
Okay.
It's like that sometimes.
So
Look, why do they still have Rasputin's dick in the jar? We just don't
Can I-
know.
Because it's
Can I
so
care for
big.
someone?
You're not Oh, wait. Yeah, you can. Yeah, sorry, you
It's
can.
so
What are you
neat.
doing?
I just want to like stroke her hair.
Yeah, you do that. It's not even you would have to really make a move. You stroke her hair. She doesn't seem to react. She's staring straight ahead. It's like she isn't paying attention to you or doesn't know you're here or something. But that's still that smile. You get the sense that if her mouth wasn't sewed shut, that perhaps she would be smiling.
Oh, you're smiling. Your
I hate
smile is
this.
beautiful.
I wanted to talk to her, but she can't talk.
You can just cut the things.
Yeah, you got the ring, girl.
Toss over here like, nope.
I mean,
I'm sure there's a knife on the
there's
table.
cutlery on the table.
Can I cut the
Also so tilted.
so done.
Salsa's mad. Yeah, you take a knife and very
I'm a witch, okay? It's fine.
and very carefully you cut some of the threads that hold her lips together. And she looks up at you and she doesn't say anything. That smile just grows bigger and bigger until you watch as the skin of her cheeks begin to sort of slough off, sort of like the skin from the hand did.
Oh, it's
As
awesome.
That's
this
cool.
smile grows bigger and bigger and bigger.
Can we ask her a question?
You can attempt.
I'm looking. What would I do?
How'd you
I
die?
think we can just ask her.
Can I just ask her how did she
Yeah.
die?
Um,
And I don't know if she can answer. But
she doesn't.
Does she have a tongue?
She doesn't pay you any attention. And the smile continues to grow bigger as this thick, sort of similar liquid to what was in the gravy thing, the what you've considered blood, begins to fall from this big smile that she has, just
Can I
falling
please?
down her
Can we
chin.
go?
Okay.
Where's your tree?
Do you want to propose a truth now? Yes. I guess it's my call. So
Yeah, it is. your call.
I'm gonna propose a truth. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this room, considering the head and the hands and the portrait, is like a shrine to his first wife, and this is a place where they would spend a lot of time alone together, like away from like his work and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a haven for them, and so he wanted to remember her not as she was, but he wanted to remember her by making a shrine to his first wife, who he fell in love with first,
Okay.
and who he liked the most.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And is this what token are you taking?
I think I'll take a token of faithfulness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, And what are you taking though as the token?
Yes. Could I take the lace glove off the hand?
Yes, you can. It doesn't seem
Take the
to.
ring.
It doesn't attack you. It doesn't hit you. Grasp on anymore. But yeah, you take the glove off, and because you're taking a token of faithfulness, all of you can heal 1 trauma.
Must be nice. Ugh.
Maybe
just
you
gonna
weren't
shit-
such a thought.
Whoa!
I super seduced that servant and got a lot of info out of that.
I mean,
is
it was
true.
basically yourself, so.
You were just really into
Like
yourself.
that post about what I.
A mouth is a mouth. I mean,
Don't ever say that on my stream. You're never invited back.
Wait, which
Mouth.
one?
Evil don't matter to mouth.
God damn it! I hate this so much.
Oh,
Evil
I
don't
thought-
matter to mouth.
So
I
because
thought you were talking about me. I was like, what did I do?
no, it was me because I was being terrible.
because everyone has had a turn with the keys, and we've taken 2 of faithful.
So we've got what? 2 faithful and
2,
2.
but because it's going so long, we're gonna. This is you. You walk out, and you see that this hallway, at the end of the hallway, which there is a small door. It's metal, and it seems to match this key that Bluebeard told you not to use. And as you go toward it, you can, because you have filled up the faithful track,
Oh, yeah, okay.
you can either go into the room, or you can look through the keyhole.
I'll look through the keyhole.
This is a decision you all make together.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say look to the keyhole.
Okay.
Is that fine with you guys?
Open the door.
I like the keyhole.
Open the door.
I'm
Like
looking
my
through the keyhole. Majority rules.
Yep, 3
Yeah.
against 2.
That's fair.
It's called
Well,
democracy.
technically, Monka's Jamie's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so I'm gonna look through the keyhole. Like, peek. What's
Hello?
going on?
Spike shoots out and hits you in the eye.
What's the story?
You look.
Morning glory.
You look through the keyhole, and at first you don't see anything. It's dark, but as your eyes adjust to this, you see the backs of a couple of women on their knees as if they're praying, and you don't see anything that seems odd at first, but then you keep looking, and you see at least 6 other women. They seem to be well dressed until you notice that the back lace of their corsets is laced into their skin, and they seem to be held up in this praying position by some kind of string or some kind of mechanism that's holding them up, and you can hear this whispering of prayers. Dear Mary, Mother of Jesus, please save me from this. You just hear that over and over again. And that's what you see in the final room through the keyhole. And so as you, this is technically you've come out with a faithful outcome. So there are 5 questions we ask to the sisters as you reach your end and your fate. Animus. What did the bride lose when she saw the horrors through the keyhole?
As weird as it's going to sound, considering what she saw through the keyhole, I think she lost at least a little bit of her own faith. Because it's this sense of you've got these women arranged in prayer, but something is clearly gone horribly wrong.
All right. Fatal. What loving impulse kept the bride from going into this room?
Probably, as weird as it sounds, I saw that and I'm ignoring it.
I am too. I wish chat could see the fucking Zoom chat.
As weird as it sounds, I'm going to say seeing the shrine that he set up to his first wife kind of gave the illusion that, maybe he's not as bad as he seems. Like, maybe just terrible misfortune hits him so much. So he's not a bad guy. He still loves all his wives.
Okay.
So they didn't want to betray that by going into the room itself.
Mother, when Bluebeard returns, how does he reward you for remaining loyal and not going inside? And I swear to God, I shouldn't have let you have
Yeah!
For once! Keep it serious!
I mean, it would
Funny
be.
answer, and then
I mean, they didn't get their wedding night.
They didn't get their wedding night.
I hate so much about what you
hate
choose to be.
Maybe by telling the truth.
All right. Virgin, what is the bride's favorite room to spend her days in?
Is there a fucking garden?
Yeah, there could be a garden. Yeah, does she spend her days outside the garden? Salsa, I swear to God.
It's the game room. She finally gets her turn with the Xbox.
It's the game room. She wants to be in the game room.
She wants to
play Xbox.
Mom said it's her turn.
She is outside. Fuck that house.
Okay. And last but not least, Witch, how does the bride cope with the horrors that she spied through the keyhole?
That she's finding the key. I'm sorry.
How does she cope with what she's seen?
All those drugs we found.
Holy fuck. How does she cope with what she's seen? She would probably. She would think about it, if she thinks about it a little too much, and it really. Shut up, Sauce. I'm leaving. I can't even answer this.
Let her answer the question. Stop with Zoom chat.
Okay.
I am. Sorry.
So if she ever has any doubt or if she's ever scared of him, she reminds herself about the shrine that she found and reminds herself that he can be a loving, caring person. And that there's probably two sides to him. So yeah.
He returns home proud of you for not looking at the door, looking in the room. And you learn the truth about the first wife, but that is sort of where he lets off. And you live the rest of your days in what you consider relative happiness.
How many days? Like, full life, or does he
Yeah,
kill
like
us?
You spend your living
the rest of
days-
your days. So
the
the
next
next 2
week.
hours.
And that's the story of Bluebeard's bride.
Ooh.
This poor bride. With
I
us
know.
not at the helm.
As I was saying, how does she cope with it? I'm like, this sounds like an abusive relationship.
that is, I mean, he's a murderer. Anyway, so we're gonna go around.
It's like good dick, still murder.
Yeah, it is a crazy
Good
game,
dick,
Knox.
still murder.
Good dick, still murder. Wow. Wow.
Bluebeard's bride.
I mean, I would leave him.
We're gonna go around. This is my first inaugural RPG stream on my channel. I'm very, very, very happy. We're gonna go around again, and I guess you can say who you are, how you enjoyed it, what you thought, and if you have anything to plug, because I know some of you do, some of you don't. It's, pretty cool thing. We're gonna go back in reverse order, so we're gonna start with Emily.
Hi. I'm Emily, or M. If you wait, I'm gonna start over real quick. I didn't mean to.
I'm not
Um,
actually M.
Okay, I am Emily. I'm Em. I had a really great time. I was kind of freaked out at first, but it was really cool. It was really suspenseful, which is what I like with my horror. I like thrillers and the like. If you feel so inclined to follow me, I don't do streams or anything. My Twitter is neckaware with two R's at the end. If you like anime, you should probably follow me, but if you don't, stay away. Um, so yeah, there you go.
Next we will go to Jamie.
I'm Jamie. I had a lot of fun playing this up until I shattered. But then I still had fun because nothing actually happened because of me shattering. You can find me on Twitter at j_Belin, BELIN. And you can catch me next Sunday, the 23rd, starting at noon on twitch.tv/JEBriggs, BRIGGS 79, playing through Forges of Fury and trying to kill a whole bunch of orcs. And then the next day on Monday, because we're changing our schedule, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time is Call of Cthulhu on twitch.tv/JEBriggs 79. And the world is going to end in 5 days.
I think
and we don't know.
she's changed her Twitch username, I believe, to uncanny_adventures. Yeah.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she changed it. Yeah.
She changed it. But if you follow me on Twitter, I retweet it all the time, so you'll find it.
My dear Monty.
Hi, I'm Monty. I had a really good time. I was kind of nervous because while I'm good with storytelling, I get very nervous playing new games. Like getting me to play something other than D&D is usually a little bit of an achievement, but Katie's good at it.
Lord Delacroix!
He's here.
Oh,
yeah, that's me.
Any game we do from now on is going to say Lord Delacroix instead of Monty.
He was the inspiration for it.
But yeah, I really love to play it again sometime, especially now that I kind of have a grasp on it. I don't really have anything to plug at this time. My Twitter, if you want to find me, is the, like THE, cracked actor, like the David Bowie song. It's mostly D&D, politics, and writing stuff. I'm a writer, but there's nothing published right now, so I have nothing to plug other than my Twitter.
It's a good Twitter.
Yeah, I post pictures of my cats, so there's that. If you like cats, they're good.
Salsa?
Salsa. I don't stream, but I'm sure Katie will force me at some point to be back on here.
Because I forced her.
Yeah, well, I work nights, so. But you can find me, if you feel so inclined, on Twitter at Adam Parishes, PARRSHS, because I love that good old Raven cycle. Yeah, I'm just talk about D&D a lot. This was a lot of fun. I've only played D&D as an RPG, so this was fun to play with a different system. So, yeah.
Last but not least, Charlie.
I'm Charlie. You can find me at Diet Cream Soda. I don't really stream because I also work nights, but I am in a bi-weekly group of Dungeon World with other Doc, who was in the chat earlier. It's really fun. It's on his channel. Yeah, it's great. This was a fun game. It was really creepy. Thank God you all couldn't see the Zoom chat because it
was bad.
It was real bad.
Hoping.
We were terrible.
Yeah.
But it was real fun. I love spooky things with my spooky friends.
Mm-hmm.
I like this game because it is specifically a one-shot system, so you can play more times with, there's no end of rooms that you can get to, and then you can all play another, another sister, and it's always different, and I haven't, this is the second time I've run it, and I haven't had a sister die yet and be added to the room, but when it happens, I'm going to add her to the one I play after it, so it has to happen one time. Anyway, I'm Katie, and you can follow me on Twitter at KatieFace. Fuckos unsolved. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieFace, KatyFaise. I have a schedule there because I do like 10 to 11 shows a week. It's variant, some are bi-weekly, but I do a lot of shit, and I am going to play some games here with some people on the weekends that I have free, or times I'm not doing any games through the week. So thanks for hanging out for my very first RPG show.
Katie blows my mind, the amount of things that she's able to do.
Same.
Thanks,
Yeah.
babe. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we will see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.